Hello everyone, and welcome to today's webcast on transforming your business by leveraging mobile applications. My name is Ritu, and I will be the facilitator for today's webcast. I'm joined today by Andre Winterhalter, Director IT at Kaneka America Holdings Incorporated, and Sridhar, Vice President Products at Unvired. Mr. Halter is the IT Director at Kaneka America's Holdings based in Houston. He is an information technology executive, experienced with Fortune 500 companies in chemical and food industries, both domestically and internationally. He has a proven track record leading project teams to deploy SAP-centric information technology and work process solutions to support a company's strategic objectives. Mr. is the Vice President of Products at Unvired. He has over 10 years of experience in enterprise mobility, software, consulting, and development, and has the deployment of mobile applications and products at customers globally. He worked at both Oracle and SAP, where he was product manager for mobile applications. Before I hand over to Andre, I just want to go over a couple of housekeeping items. We will have a Q&A session at the end of the call. Please send in your questions through the Q&A chat on the screen. Also, this webcast is being recorded, and a link will be sent to all participants after the call. I'll hand over to Andre, who will share with us his insights on Kaneka's mobile journey. So, over to you.
Thank you for this opportunity to share with you, as well as for the participants to this webcast, points related to our vision here in Kaneka, and more specifically to our mobile applications. The title, Realizing the Vision, entails that we need to have a vision at the very beginning. So let me cover that part of how we created our vision and how we did market that vision, which is the promotion of this vision across the site here in Houston. How did we sell this vision to our senior executive in order to then be able to realize and execute this vision? And the first part, as a quick introduction to Kaneka, we are a company with about a $5 billion revenue. That was in 2012. The corporation was established in 1949 and has its headquarters in Japan, Osaka, and Tokyo. Around 8,400 employees worldwide, and that includes a number of subsidiaries that are present in the various continents. What do we produce? Probably a story here, but in two main categories. Our products differentiate themselves by commercial products, and some of those are highlighted here, as well as consumer products which go to the end customers. I certainly would like to welcome you to visit the Kaneka.com website. We'll provide you all the necessary information should you be interested in knowing a bit more about the products. But our mobile application was implemented, or is being implemented, in our Houston facility. Houston is our headquarters for the North America part operations, and we have around 350 employees very close to Houston. So let's talk about this vision. The very first points that, and I'm going to share this very candidly with you, so really applies to a middle-sized company, and actually, some of the points which we'll be discussing can be adapted to a larger size or smaller size organization. But the thing that I found very useful is to really know your business. You know people, you know your business, you have visited the plants, you have worked, in fact, if possible, in areas of your campus. So there are no surprises, and when you really walk and talk with people, you understand the work processes. And that enabled us pretty quickly to identify 4 opportunities that we summarized in one page. And there's a very simple process which has been distilled into me since some time. If you can't draw your vision on one page, you cannot explain it. So this one-page vision is really, and has been here in Kaneka, our storyboard to share passion for mobility with everyone, everyone being from senior management to people working in the plant, everywhere, meaning in various units that we have across our site. In Pasadena, here in Houston, there are 5 units, production units, which are physically located in the site, and we wanted a mobile vision that address all these 5 plants. And if you cannot draw the vision, it is going to be very difficult to market and sell it. And the page I would like to share with you talks about this vision. And the drawing might not be very beautiful, it might not have a lot of colors, but the main thing is to be able to talk about that theme at whatever level of the organization and do a few things to that story. But it's a very consistent story, even though the details might change over time. But the way we presented the mobile plant application and initiative on this page 4 is really are 4 major components. This initiative relates to rounds, and this is really for our various people in the plants who take measurements from our equipment, and we look today to replace today's very manual, very Excel-like process into a process by which we would empower these technicians with our device at their fingertips to read these readings as they do their job, but also to do another activities that today would do when they return to the control room. Rounds was a key one. To the bottom left, you have finished goods inventory. So this is inventory, and again, mobilizing our workforce so that labels on pallets and dealing with the loading of trucks, all this, again, a very manual process that we empower these users with a mobile device. On the right corner, work order execution. So there are all the aspects of people leaving the maintenance warehouse, going to one of these 5 units with today a stack of papers, whatever these papers might be, that are needed for their job, but instead of having the stack of paper, they will have it with their mobile device, and this could be an iPad, prefer work, but also have the information at their fingertips, and whether some of that information and documents needed signatures or taking pictures or whatever it might be, we would like to leverage these mobile devices at the fingertips, again, of our technicians. And the right bottom side is the maintenance warehouse. Today, this is a central warehouse on our site, but a lot of manual processes that we would like to automate somewhat. So this to be able to have this one-page vision with a little piece of information, like on the top right, in that little cloud. We talk about we're not targeting to replace the existing, we're targeting for considerable improvement. And we are working with each of various units to understand what these areas of opportunity are, how small, how big, how ambitious they might be, the thing that should not be put on the table. Now, all of those ideas might not be executed, but at least put those on the table. So this vision is very good at a very high level, and it is exactly the same page that was presented to our senior management back in December. And depending where you talk and with whom you talk, bottom right, you would be able to, let's say, explode the vision maintenance warehouse. Again, a very simple drawing to which you can talk, speak at your the maintenance organization, whether these are high-level executives or the people doing the job on the ground. And these level 2, if I could say so, visions really enabled us to supervision, get feedback from various people, and really talk in a non-threatening environment with no SAP words or no other lingo. The first part was really to create this vision. Then we went pretty quickly in January 2013 that a mobile project is not the same as an SAP project. People on call are pretty SAP-centric, and their ERP system might be ECC6 or PRP. What we wanted, and I try to capture, if I could say so, major differences that we saw very quickly in this mobile project. The mobile project do not ask your users to learn another language. It's going to be displayed on the mobile device, to be in the language of the technician, have in non-threatening SAP words, and it has to be presented in a very simple, user-friendly interface. And so if you take it in mind, it is going to be very easy to have a user experience, and a user experience is the user experience of a technician or supervisor in the plant. So this is another breed of people than the people we are usually accustomed to work with in the finance department or procurement department. So something that is going to be appealing to these people in the same way that an iPhone is appealing to various people. And we're going to do a lot of re-engineering of our work processes, and really we wanted to have an application, a mobile application that is aligned with current work processes that are executed in the plant. Now I've created our vision, and that was in December 2012. We embarked on the promotion or the marketing of the vision. Having a vision in the hip pocket is not to help anybody. We embarked on a pretty thorough and extensive tour and talked about this vision, starting with our senior management. Exactly the same two slides that we visited a couple of minutes ago. I talked about those two slides. We talked about the vision. We got the enthusiasm, and for starting with the senior management, they had the drive, and let it be cost of money. That was an interesting part of it. It was also shared with the people working in the plant, and it was very interesting to have that same piece of paper viewed by a higher executive and that same piece of paper viewed by people in the plant, and each of those parties a number of opportunities that they had discovered, and just talking about it. The reason for going to the people in the plant, the expertise, and they have ideas. They have been on the ground for a number of years, and as soon as we start talking about new ideas and how we could do things a bit differently, the people who know, and work with the middle management, and we did form a future steering committee. Did a lot of meetings, a lot of impromptu and ad hoc discussions, and it was not uncommon that some of those senior managers and middle management and steering committees, in fact, had these two pieces of paper, the vision pieces of paper, in a hip pocket, and they could know them. The talk about the vision is not good enough. We wanted to show what this vision could be. And in April of 2013, working with Unvired, we developed a small subset of the Rounds application. It was targeted to a Kaneka application. It used the Kaneka words and logo, and was designed for our company. It was really specific. Reasons for that is that when we invite people in the plant, or we invite people from senior management to that meeting where they could see this demo application, they could relate to the application. They could relate to the mobile devices that we will be using very shortly, namely rugged iPad or mini iPad, one Div 2 compliant. They could see that device, and that in fact, interestingly enough, between seeing the application work and operated by one of their people on a device that they will be using was probably the major selling point. And we did talk also in that meeting about new work processes, new ideas, and really every time we couldn't have an opportunity to rephrase the vision, we did so. So talk a lot, and we continue talking. Show the vision was a very important step from our side, and a lot of good work done by Unvired, if I could say so, to put this demo application at our fingertips. So we create a vision. We make the vision at all the levels of the organization. Now it's time to sell the vision and really to get the funding and the approval for this project to be realized. Now, when one steps back, and if our board members, who are the ones who would be approving this project, have endorsed the vision, and they saw the vision in December 2012, saw it at our monthly board meeting. So they endorsed this vision. They're pretty familiar. If they attended the proof of concept or the demonstration of this application in April 2013, and passionate about continuous improvement and can see how this vision is going to be realized, how complex do we want to make the business case? Because by the time we did the demo, we had members of our board physically there. They could see their people in manufacturing or engineering or in plant maintenance being enthusiastic and seeing benefits of such an application. Putting a business case and selling this vision was not the most difficult exercise in the world. But we kept it very simple at the so we kept this business case very simple. On the side, we were pretty detailed. The three components, probably similar to your organization, we have professional services to enable this vision. We need to acquire devices and improve connectivity in some areas of our plant, and we did the cost for software licenses and maintenance. And one of the part is, or at least communication here is, this project is the first one that we do have in Kaneka here in North America. So experience is not that fantastic, or was not at that point in time, and some of those one-time costs had to be put in this first project. Into tangible and intangible benefits, we did not go into the big details. And all of you have gone through this exercise. It is very difficult to really put tangible and intangible benefits in that are going to be not disputed. As you can have a lot of arguments on reducing headcounts or improving work processes, but how does that translate into dollars? We need to do a very extensive exercise for this business case on that area, because our board directors were convinced that this is the right thing to do. And so probably on what is the return on investment of these various projects depends where you're starting from and how ambitious you want your vision to be. We started as a start of nothing in terms of mobility, hence a number of purchases and devices, etc., but pretty aggressive in our to-be objectives. So probably our experiences are going to be comparable in some areas, but probably not in all. And we saw this vision in the middle of May 2013, so it seems to be a long time ago. I just realized now it's just 2 months ago. And there comes the time where you need to switch, or we needed to switch from the vision mode to the project mode. And we divided the project in 3 major phases. The first phase is to implement rounds and finished goods warehouse inventory management. And this is going to happen by the middle of August of this year. Phase 2 is going to be maintenance, warehouse, and work orders execution. This is going to happen later in the 3rd quarter or 4th quarter of this year. And these phase 1 and phase 2 is to implement each one of those modules in one warehouse or one unit of our campus here. Phase is going to be deploying the same applications in the remaining warehouses and units of our site. Phase targeted for 2014. To this realization phase, we spent 1 week with Unvired, and in fact, the gentleman who will be speaking to shortly is a person who facilitated our requirements workshop. It was really a 1 week of intense discussion between with people doing the job on hand, and to come out with 2 deliverables. One which is to your left on the the slide, which document which describes and illustrates each screen that is going to be used in the mobile application. That is the visual view of the mobile app. Again, a very good selling tool, because people can imagine what this application is going to look like, because the development of these screens is going to be, results of it is going to be the mobile device, what it is on paper today. The right side, done on the right side, is really more, let's call it the functional requirements. So it's the English version of the various requirements which we use to reach agreement on the functionality that is going to be deployed in each of these applications. So currently, we're focusing on user acceptance testing, which is going to be happening in the middle of August this year. Unvired is developing the rounds and finished goods warehouse mobile applications. We have regular progress discussions. And from Kaneka's side, we need to work on our master data. We need to work on acquiring the devices, of these various little activities that need to be done before we go into acceptance testing. We continue communicating the vision, communicating with various levels of the organization, mainly through the mock-up screens of how the application would be looking like. And really, the realization of our vision for phase 1 and phase 2 is between now and the end of this year. Now, vision for IT. We've talked a lot up to now of the work and the relationship between IT and the business. IT needs to embark on some reflections and thinking of the mobile platform. Is that platform going to be on-premise or in the cloud? How are we going to integrate with our three-tier SAP landscape? Mobile devices and connectivity. What are the mobile devices that people are going to use? Today, we do have a few scanners, the Motorola scanners. Those, if you listen to our users, the display is too small, not easy to read in a warehouse environment. However, they love and they like iPads, whether it's the iPad or the iPad mini with a scanner attached to it. So we need to get agreement on these mobile devices, how to maximize connectivity, and continue to leverage our current platforms such as our virtual desktop infrastructure. A virtual aspect of the success, I believe, on these mobile apps is going to be system performance. From C up to now, we're very satisfied with the performance. Obviously, this is the very beginning of development, the first few times that we see these applications, but user acceptance testing, user acceptance of such an application is going to heavily on system performance. And one that chemical plant we need to mind every day, every hour is compliance, and so that the applications that we have talked about, more particularly rounds and work orders execution, are intimately linked and closely related to some of the compliance that we do have with either external agencies or internal and external audit requirements. So in a few minutes, I'll try to share with participants to this webcast here our naive and very naively and our vision and how we marketed it, how we sold it, and how we are currently realizing it. And as you've discovered on the realization phase of it, it is development time. So I certainly look forward to a second discussion once we have implemented a couple of these mobile applications and give you another exciting feedback on what happened between July 2013 and probably towards the end of this year. Thank you.
Thanks, Andre, for sharing with us your insights on Kaneka's mobile journey. I'd like to hand over to Dilip to share us his thoughts on mobilizing the enterprise and the Unvired mobile platform. So I'm going to be handing over to Dilip. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you for the insightful talk. What I'm going to talk about today is about mobile strategy, mobilizing rapidly and effectively with the Unvired mobile platform, and collaborating with Kaneka for mobility. these are the three things we are going to focus on today in the webinar. Let's look at mobile strategy. I already spoke very eloquently about the need for a vision, and you go about creating your vision in your organization. While the vision is very important, it needs to be backed up with a sound mobile strategy. A vision requires a clear strategy, and the strategy should be supported with clinical execution so that there is a win for everybody. So why is mobile strategy important? On mobile strategy, it can lead to missteps. It can have the unclear goals, can lead to undesired results, devices, security leaks, compromising corporate data and process, leading to lack of governance. And if there's jointed effort across departments, it can lead to redundancy, friction, and confusion over ownership. If there's redundancy there and technology challenges and time wasted in reinventing the wheel, the process can overshoot. The mismatch of expectations between business, IT, and users, leaving the users completely dissatisfied and probably opposing change. That's why a clear mobile strategy is very important. It is so important. Then what is mobile strategy? Is it about business? Is it about a mobile platform? Is MDM? Is it about security, tools, jargons? No, it's about any of these things. Mobile strategy is really about the business and the people involved in the business. Obvious it seems, it is what mobile strategy is. It's going to define the role, the purpose, and benefits of mobility in the context of the business and the people involved with the business. Only once you quantify them in this context, it is easily explainable. So if that is what mobile strategy is, how does an organization go ahead defining the mobile strategy? Where do you really start? Right? Key question. Where do you start? You can start with defining the role of mobile devices in the company. It might seem very minor, but then most of the times when we ask people, what's the role of mobile devices in the company, the typical answers we get don't beyond mails and communication. That what mobility is about? Not exactly, right? So it's important to define the role of mobile devices in the company. Then identify the benefits of mobility for the company, the customers, the employees, and the vendors, the different participants or the different kinds of people who are involved in the business. You should ask yourself, why are you considering mobility? What do you want from mobility? Are you looking for direct benefits or indirect benefits? Are you looking at generating more business, increasing revenue, saving costs? Are you looking at employee productivity or making work life better? What are you looking at? What do you expect from mobility? It's very important. Some organizations, when the management buys in vision, well, there might be secondary aspects, but when the management doesn't buy in, these are the aspects which needs to be kept in mind to prepare a business case. Mobility doesn't live in a silo. It's not the puzzle itself. It's just part of the puzzle. Mobility needs to work in conjunction with other technologies. So how well can it work with these technologies to transform business? This is another aspect which is very important. And finally, what are those processes and what's the data that is required mobile? So this is the starting point really for the mobile strategy. But is this it? No. A lot of key aspects one needs to consider mobile strategy. Well said that, let's see that mobile strategy is very contextual. Fixed template or one document which can distribute to all organizations in the world and say, hey, this is your mobile strategy. Mobile strategy is very contextual. It needs to be defined in the for the organization, considering all the elements of the organization. Based on our extensive work with the customers, what we have done is we have outlined those key aspects which help the organizations define that mobile strategy. So what we are going to do now is look at various aspects which are common, repetitive across companies when we talk about mobile strategy. First, we look at mobile strategist. So who is a mobile strategist? Mobile strategy is not an arbitrary topic that can be tossed around. It's not a hat which can be passed around to everybody and asking everybody to come up with strategy. Very difficult in an organization to identify either a single person or a team of people and the mandate for mobile strategy. You can call them steering committee, you can call them a strategy team, but somebody needs to have the pulse of mobility in the organization. This team will define the broad contours of mobile strategy, mobility, and that all decisions will be taken. The mobile strategy team will look both inwards and outwards. Outwards to understand what are the technological changes those are happening, how it's going to be impacting the organization in the medium term and short term, because in mobility there's no long term. Well, 3 years is the horizon you can look at in mobility, such a rapidly changing world. They also look inwards in the organization to understand what are the needs of the company and how those can be brought to with the technological changes to define the mobile strategy for the organization. There is a single direction, there is chaos in the organization. The team can be doing its own mobility. That is why it's very important to identify a mobile strategist or a team which is responsible for mobile strategy. For Andre acts as the mobile strategist who works with various committee, with various businesses, defining vision for Kaneka. Doesn't mean that the mobile strategist or team doesn't take feedback. It's a participative process. The mobile team needs to hear all from all the participants in the organization and outside the organization. Next, we look at business case. As I spoke about a business case. Business case is very important. It is very important to define a business case both at the organizational level and at the business unit level, because sometimes the goals can be conflicting. So it is very important to define a business case at both levels, and then identify the business processes across the business units and across the company to say what are those business processes that need to be mobilized, and find the purpose and benefit of mobilizing these business processes. You have to look at users. Finally, users are most impacted, and they are the ones who will be using mobility. Identify the different kinds of users, company. Identify the different users based on the business process. Understand their persona, and then you will be able to do a business process and get the mobile applications going in a much better manner, and there'll be better acceptance. You understand the users very clearly. Aspect is mobile devices. You identify the mobile devices for the company based on the business process. The mobile devices have to suit the business process and the users. So it's critical to understand the capabilities and the shortcomings of the devices. Then you decide if you want to stand on a single type of device or allow multiple types of devices. Heterogeneous versus a homogeneous environment. Are these devices going to be owned by the company, or are these going to be owned employee-owned devices? BYD, bring your own device. So what is it that is going to constitute the mobile devices inside the organization? Once you find the mobile devices or understand the mobile devices, then the types of applications required on the mobile device. A mobile device can have 3 types of applications. There are 3 types: native applications, HTML5 applications, and hybrid applications. It's important to understand the difference between these types of applications, the remarketing aspect, the reality, and match it with the business need, and then decide what kind of an application you want to go with, rather than getting carried away with the arguments. Data security. Mobility is changing rapidly, also bringing you vulnerabilities and challenges in the organization. So define layers of data security that is important for the organization is very critical. Here, the strategy team can play a very critical role by defining the security template for the organization that is followed by all applications or all aspects of mobility, and subjecting them to audit processes. So these applications are audited regularly to meet the standards set in the organization. For example, if you're using Microsoft Active Directory for authentication on your iPads or any device, then how do you know that these passwords are not passing clear text across from the device to the enterprise system, or they are not stored anywhere loosely. How do you protect like this? So this is a critical aspect, data security. Next, let's look at mobile platform. There are many mobile platforms in the world, aren't they? And it's very important not to get carried away with marketing about the mobile platform. It's very important to define the criteria for selecting a mobile platform. You have to choose the mobile platform before you decide. One of the easiest ways of understanding how capable the mobile platform is, or how easy it is to use a mobile platform, is asking your vendor to give you a free trial of the mobile platform with the standard applications, that you don't have to develop anything or invest anything to get a free trial. You can get a free trial in less than a week's time with your mobile device and your enterprise system. Listen to your vendor. If you do that, then you really know how it is, right? Though it's not the only aspect, that also gives you a view into the mobile platform. You also understand your cloud strategy, because mobile strategy follows the cloud and not the other way around. So the common model for the mobile platform, the cloud on-premise, moving from cloud to on-premise, or vice versa, reinvestment, these are aspects which you need to really understand. So the criteria for your mobile platform, and then choose your mobile platform. Finally, let's look at the mobile device management. Mobile management is used to manage a large number of devices in the organization, to enforce policies of the company on the mobile devices. While it is not really mandatory for every organization, it can serve some key purposes. Mobile platform can offer you some of the basic features for sufficiency of the mobile platform with respect to security and other aspects. It's not an MDM. So do your due diligence, understand the capability of the MDM, and if it is necessary for having an MDM solution. Right? So these are the key aspects of your mobile strategy, of any mobile strategy. If you understand these aspects and bring in all the aspects, then you will have a very sound mobile strategy. Well, as Andre said, the details can change, but the broad contours of the strategy should be very clear. What we did now was looked at mobile strategy. Next, let's look at execution. When it comes to execution, let us see how you can use the Unvired mobile platform to rapidly mobilize business process and ease your business process. Firstly, get an overview of the Unvired mobile platform. Unvired platform is a mobile application development platform that can connect enterprise system to any mobile device. It caters to all dimensions of mobility, it B2B, B2E, B2C, or to M. One platform for all your needs. It's a platform which can be used both on the cloud and on-premise. So applications you have, either standard or developed, custom developed applications, those move between on-premise and the cloud seamlessly. It's a hosted solution, it's a true cloud solution, horizontally scaling solution. So adapt your mobile strategy to the cloud or not the other way around. Unvired platform also provides powerful native connectivity to a number of systems, key systems in the world, be it RFCs and BAPIs, or Oracle, e-business suite, databases, file servers. It provides various nativity options to various systems, and also supports web services, so practically can connect to any enterprise system. Unvired platform can also connect to any mobile device. It could be iPhone, iPad, Android, Windows, BlackBerry, supporting all the leading devices in the world, supporting push and offline capabilities, which are very critical when you consider mobility. So it lets you build custom applications using the Unvired toolsets. There's a free trial. In the trial, you can use the standard Unvired applications for SAP and systems on your enterprise system on your mobile device in less than a day. Zero commitment, download applications from the app stores, online app stores, sign a free trial, see your enterprise data on your mobile device in less than a day's time. That's the power of the platform. Does Unvired mobile platform help you mobilize quickly and easily? Platform offers a rich tool set which helps to exactly do that, cutting down manual work and doing a lot of work for you and making the processes rapid. First, modeler. Modeler is where you start. To model the application using the modeler, drag drop your entire business objects from systems like SAP, be it based on RFCs, web services, database tables, modification, model the application, code generation. That's the next tool. The code gen tool is a very powerful tool which generates server-side business logic and also generates the business objects for the devices. It could be the HTML objects, JavaScript objects, or it could be native objects for Object-C, Android, BlackBerry Java, or Windows.NET. All this is generated. An important aspect of the mobile platform is the business logic can lie either on the mobile device, mobile platform, or on the internet system. So this code generation gives you cuts down a lot of work by changing most of the code that is required on the server side on the mobile device side. On the mobile SDKs, Unvired provides mobile SDKs for both Wave and HTML5 hybrid development. Mobile SDKs help completely manage the database and the synchronization layer, doing bulk of the work and leaving very little work for the user, for the application developer. They have mashup applications. You could create applications based on multiple enterprise systems using the Unvired native connectors. For example, you could be building a single same application for an iPad for your executives. But this application can be connected to your SAP ERP and Salesforce.com at the same time, leveraging functionality from both their systems. But users on the application on the mobile device are oblivious of this fact. So that's power. You build mashup applications. Of development and tools and cloud and on-premise, nobody talks about the power debugging or how time is really spent on debugging. It provides a debugger, debug the server-side business logic both on the cloud and on-premise, and reducing the amount of time consumed in debugging. From the cockpit, and also offers web application which helps you configure, manage, and troubleshoot your entire mobile platform. This can be accessed both from the laptop and your mobile devices. Platform admin cannot be accessed from mobile devices, right? So using the application of the admin cockpit, you can also monitor and get alerts on the mobile device. This is very powerful and useful for administrators to health of the mobile platform and the working status of the mobile platform. So these tools, you can build applications rapidly and easily and focus on your activities and bring more applications into your system. So that's how you build applications rapidly with the Unvired mobile platform. The conclusion now, let us look at the winning, how we collaborated with Kaneka and how we brought this all in to work with Kaneka. Some of these aspects which I'm going to cover already covered from a customer perspective. So let me do this from the mobile platform and the working together aspect. When we happened with Kaneka and we saw an Andre was outlining his mobile vision, when we work with partners or customers, what we do is we start with a free trial. That's an offer standard application. But Andre's vision was the mobile plant, and this really required us to pick one of the processes which was to Kaneka and build POC to demonstrate Kaneka's mobile vision. By doing this POC very quickly within a couple of weeks and demonstrating this to the entire company, to the board steering committee, it was basically to help to sell the vision rather than just talking and showing PowerPoint presentations and having works everywhere. Everybody would see a working application based on the Kaneka SAP system working on iPads. That's a very powerful way of selling your vision. We work very closely with Kaneka on the mobile strategy, advising them on various aspects of mobility. work with Kaneka in a collaborative manner to find the best strategy that works for Kaneka. Then we worked in a detail. We had a workshop meeting with Kaneka, requirement workshop meeting after the PO was done and the project was commissioned, which was basically the requirement is a very important phase because the development is in the details, right? In the development phase, we not only worked with the business and the IT to get all the requirements, applications, but we also we want to show everybody what they're finally going to get. Most of the time, the requirement workshop is in English. It never really translated in a way that the users can see what they're going to get finally, and there's going to be a mismatch of expectations. So with the business, IT, in a participative process to create the mock user interface of the applications and the process flow so that everybody could really see what they'll get at the end of the development process. And this also helped them sign off quickly on the requirements. And we started an iterative process where we are working with Kaneka closely to develop these processes and them in an iterative manner. This will participate in the iterative testing process too. So in that way, the business is very familiar with the applications by the time ago. And also, the endeavor has been to eliminate training and to make the live a non-event. Why is it important to do that? Firstly, an application which requires training is useless. We are not in an age where people have to be trained to use a mobile application. Mobile applications have to be simple. Finally, the way it should be built and the way the process has to go, starting from development to testing, is such that everybody is involved, and when you go live, you just switch off quality and move to production. You switch on production, and life just goes on as usual. That means go live is smooth, and everybody is happy. So that's the endeavor, and that's how we are collaborating with Kaneka. With this, I come to the end of my presentation. Now we'll open for questions and comments. But last point before we go there, we're offering a free trial of the Unvired mobile platform. You visit our website and register or contact Mr. Alok Pant and web or the ID or the phone number, and you will be happy to offer you a free trial. Now, thank you, Andre. Thank you, Ritu. Now we open for questions. Thanks. Ritu?
Yeah. All right, we would like to take some questions. The question is for you, Andre. What criteria for selecting the mobile platform? Was it cost, rapid deployment, architecture, or ease of development, or some other factor?
A combination of all of those. But when we look back in January 2013, I did work with 5 or 6 companies who have a mobile strategy and a mobile solution. The fact is, from a customer perspective, what are you looking for? One, looking for a company who is going to be your long-term partner in the mobility journey. This is, you want to have a partner who asks, what business requirements can we satisfy and can we meet? What is the objective of the mobile application? As opposed to trying to push down your throat, this is our solution. I believe Unvired was very much on the listening side before proposing solutions. The third part is, yes, there's a cost consideration because we're a mid-sized company and the budget is not unlimited. So we wanted to have a good understanding of what the costs for this application would be, and Unwired has been very transparent with those costs. The area that we were very interested in was talking with customers of these companies to understand what their experience was with their potential vendor. And strangely, a lot of our initial companies we worked with had customer references which we were able to talk with. And Unvired came very quickly, within a couple of days, with 2 reference customers that have been very open with us and that obviously is another comfortable feeling. What I like with Unwired, which I did not see in the other companies, is how quickly you could come with a proof of concept. Show me. Don't talk to me. Show me. Some companies came with, as I think Dilip mentioned it, very nice marketing brochures, nice YouTube videos that says, show me what your solution can be. And Unwired, in all honesty, was a company which was able to do so very quickly. So it's a lot of these various things. When you are, as Kaneka was or still is, in the infancies of mobile application, you're looking for somebody who has the experience, who will show you, and you know is going to be at an acceptable cost.
Great. Well, that's good to know. Thank you, Andre. This comment for you, Dilip. One of your problems in a plant is the number of physical documents and checklists in the work order management and inspections. These documents are mandated by internal and external audit processes. Can you mobilize such processes?
That's a great question, Ritu. Thanks. Yes, we can mobilize such processes. Any plant, be it chemical, be it any manufacturing plant, with stringent audit processes, and it would require a lot of documentation, either mandated by the government or mandated by the company itself. Mobility doesn't eliminate any of these. Mobility really helps you manage all of this. So how do you move from a paper office to a paperless office? There are many ways in which you can do those. You can cut all these documents into programmatic forms on your system, or you could use a DMS, a document management system, and put these forms so that they are easily accessible on the mobile device as business processes, and you could access data on the mobile device and transmit as data from the mobile device to the enterprise system, even attachments, so that the plant users don't have to carry any physical forms, but basically deal with data, processes, and attachments between the enterprise system and the mobile device. Of course, the key is in the details as to how are you going to manage these documents, how are you going to subject them to audit processes. Well, this is what we offer from our end, the expertise to manage such processes and convert all these documents into a paperless process. Very easy to do that. It just requires effort, both the technology side and the business side, to convert all these physical documents into programmatic forms or documents which can be used from a document management system.
Great. Okay. This one comes for you, Andre. Does consider mobilization in a plant only from a profitability point or cost reduction point? Are there any other intangibles? What would you make the business case for mobility in a plant? Do you have a mobile champion at Kaneka? There's a second part to that.
In honesty, Rita, we were not looking at reducing costs. Working at, we are still, objective is to improve our work processes. Been in business here for 17 or 20 years, and these various plants have been working in a siloed approach. I've been working a lot with Excel, a lot of paper, and not much a view of improving those work processes over the course of the years. The main driver for the mobile platform is to enable the technician to perform the work at the location he is physically doing it. So that's our main driver, and whatever in the for application, the rounds, the goods inventory, the work order execution, which Dilip has talked about in terms of the documents and the paperwork, that you should see some of those technicians when they leave the warehouse. They've probably got enough documents to fill in a folder. Maintenance warehouse, all of these 4 initiatives, and I'm sure there will be more as we become more, I was going to say, familiar with mobility. Have all these 4 initiatives are really geared towards this improvement, which, yes, in a way or another translating the cost, but what is the dollar amount? That is not the final objective of this.
Right. Got it. Great. Thank you. The last question that we're going to be taking in for today. This one is for you, Dilip. How to ensure that people are really present at the location during inspections? We do have people sitting in a coffee corner and filling data in the mobile device. How do you ensure that?
Well, while mobility gives you great flexibility, it also offers you enough avenues to go around the system, right? So one way of doing that is leveraging technology by ensuring that the work orders or the documents on your application are only open once you reach the location physically by the barcodes or using GPS. So these are some of the ways in which you can lock your data and business process on the mobile device to the physical locations or the equipment and locations in your plants. That way, technicians, the operators, and the users who are in the plant will be forced to visit the location, and only then will be able to fill out the data or work on the business process from mobile device standpoint.
Well, that's good to know. Thank you, Dilip. At this time, we would like to conclude today's webcast. I'd like to thank our speakers, Andre and Dilip. Thank you both. Thank you all for being a great audience. Have a great day.